Welcome back to another video on the MTG Arena YouTube channel. My name is Ashlizzlle, and today we're going to have a look at one of my favorite decks to play in Standard, and also one of my highest win rate decks on the MTG Arena ladder. I'm talking about Selesnya Cage, and this deck list actually got some really sweet upgrades from Tarkir, and I feel like it's definitely peaking right now and how strong it is. So this is basically a token go wide deck list that has a very explosive possible turn through the Collector's Cage, which will allow you to cast some of your top-end cards super early into the game. So Collector's Cage is a 2-mana artifact with Hideaway 5. So when this permanent enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library, exile 1 face down, then put the rest on the bottom in a random order. So for 1 mana and tapping the artifact, you put a 1/1 counter on the target creature you control. Then if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you may play the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So here we have Elspeth Stormslayer, Craterhoof Behemoth, and Overlord of the Mistmoors as one of the best cards to put under the Collector's Cage, even though I think the Brightglass Gearhulk is also a great card to put under the cage as well. But we have 2 new cards here from Tarkir that are really great hits and also just work really nicely in the deck list. One of them, Elspeth Stormslayer, the new Planeswalker, 5 mana, 5 loyalty, has a static effect, so if 1 or more tokens will be created under your control, twice as many of those tokens are created instead, which is super relevant because we make a lot of tokens here to have many creatures on the battlefield, so we can, get the free card out of the cage. So Paw Patch Recruit, for instance, and Tender Wild Guy, they both have Offspring on the card, meaning they make a copy token of the original card that's a 1/1, and once you make that token, Elspeth can make 2 of them for you. Sandstorm Salvager makes a 3/3 golem, which you can get an extra from. Sanguine Evangelist makes a 1/1 bat token upon entering the battlefield. You could get another bet out of that as well. The +1 on Elspeth Stormslayer makes 2 1/1 White Soldier creature tokens. The 0 ability puts a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain flying until your next turn, which is so incredibly powerful in this deck. Once you go so wide and you give everything 1/1 counters and then make everything fly, that is just game ending. And then also the -3, where you destroy target creature and opponent controls with mana 33 or greater, which can be really relevant as well. Then of course Craterhoof Behemoth. If you're not familiar with this card, I'm hoping that I can make you familiar with it through this the gameplay with this deck list. It's an 8 mana 5/5 creature with haste, and when this creature enters, creatures you control gain trample and get +X until the end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Craterhoof has always kind of been a finisher at these go wide decks, because if you have many creatures on the battlefield, the amount of damage that you can deal with Craterhoof is just unbelievable. So it's a spicy one-off in this deck list that if you manage to hit it with the Collector's Cage, you're just going to win the game. And Overlord of the Mistmoors, super flexible card in here. Actually, another card that makes tokens that I forgot to mention with Elspeth Stormslayer. When it enters or attacks, you create 2 2/1 white insect creature tokens with flying. So with Elspeth, you would have a great time because you get twice that many. So you get 4 insects. And yeah, this is a great card because it's flexible. Either you cast it on turn 4 for its impending cost, or you put it under the cage. You can get it for the full 7 mana value. You get a 6/6 on the battlefield with 2 2/1s attached to it as well, which is very powerful. And Brightglass Gearhulk, I also mentioned it a little bit. It's just another really fantastic card in this deck list. The 4 mana 4/4 with First Strike and Trample. And when this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, and/or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle. There's a lot of 1 mana cards in this deck, and it basically makes a fantastic card to tutor it up. So you have Paw Patch Recruits and Latimer Elves, but there's also a little bit of a toolbox element to it. There's a 1-off Duskrose Reliquary, a 1-off Nurturing Pixie, and a 1-off Haywire Mite. And the Duskrose Reliquary, Pixie, and Haywire Mite are kind of the tools you want to grab there. So if you need some artifact or enchantment hate, you can pick up the Haywire Mite. If you need some creature removal, you can pick up Duskrose Reliquary. And if you want to reset something, so you want to pick it up and replay it with the Nurturing Pixie, you go for the Pixie. So most of the time, you would want to pick up the Collector's Cage and replay it to get the Hideaway 5 effect again and be able to cast another card for free. You could pick up the Gearhulk again if you want to grab some more cards out of it, maybe grab some Paw Patches or something else. But in general, anything that has an ETB effect that you could pick up and replay. It's just a great card for the Nurturing Pixie. So that kind of explains that. In the sideboard, we have a lot more synergy with the toolbox from the Brightglass Gearhulk. So you have things like Basiliskler, which is a 1 mana artifact. The group creature has Death Touch and Lifelink. There's Ghost Vacuum in here as your graveyard hate of choice, and there's another Haywire Mite in here as well that you can grab out of the deck and put it into your hand. So really good synergy with the Brightglass Gearhulk. It's very flexible, so there's a lot of other cards that you could put in that slot and be able to tutor up. So you can kind of like go your own way with that in the sideboard or even in the main board, right? Like if you want to have other like 1-mana spells that you can grab. Sometimes you want Basilisk in the main. If you think that's good, maybe you want more Haywire Mites. It really is up to you, but this has been really working out for me. Another great thing with the Gearhulk is putting our removal of choice on there, which is Sheltered by Ghost, gives +1/+0 and lifelink and Ward 2 to a creature. So you would get yourself a First Strike, Trample, lifelink, 5/4, which is really awesome. And of course, the ETB effect of the Sheltered, where you exile a target non-land permanent opponent controls until the aura leaves the battlefield. But making such a powerful creature with lifelink is just a fantastic way to defeat all the aggro decks that are present within the format. And that's kind of what we're looking at, you know? You want to put a lot of creatures on the battlefield, you want to put that cage in play, hopefully exile one of these cards, and if not, you just have a really good aggressive go-wide strategy with a bunch of bump-up effects from Elspeth Stormslayer, Sanguine Evangelist, and also the Restless Prairie that upon attacking gives +1/+1 to other creatures you control. And yeah, that's kind of it, so let us dive right into the gameplay here and see if Collector's Cage Selesnya could give us some wins. Very excited to get started, and let's dive right into it. All right, we're on the play. We love to see it. What is this? I mean, listen, I'm a simple girl. I see a lot of more elves on 1. I'm never taking a mulligan. You will not make me. Well, unless I can cast it, of course, but I can, so. I'm doing it. Look how cute. Best pet. Okay. We're on the way. Bright Class Gearhulk. I'm good. Honestly, Bright Class Gearhulk is incredible against red aggro, so I'd be down. This seems like a good plan to me, honestly. Now, unfortunately, we don't have the Basilisk in the main. It's in the sideboard, but a 4/4 with First Strike is pretty good. Especially against the Monstrous Rages and stuff that they're capable of casting and all that. We're not mad at it. No, I'm good. I'm good, man. I will not block that. You do you. All right. Ooh, Collector's Cage too? We might be chilling here. So, Bright Class Gearhulk, let's grab some stuff. We're gonna grab Duskrows for removal, and we're gonna have to probably save that for Screaming Nemesis. I will pick up a Paw Patch Recruit too. I think that's okay, because I can play it immediately. I am manifesting Craterhoof. I am manifesting Elspeth Stormslayer. I would be very happy with all that. It's got to be a Witchtalker Frenzy. Okay, let's see. I hope you know what First Strike is, because... okay, I was gonna say, like, this is a very weird attack, because your Monster's Rage is not gonna save you there, I'm afraid. Okay, so we can play it safe, play Gearhulk, or take a risk and play Collector's Cage. Well, listen, we are a Collector's Cage deck. We didn't come here to not play Collector's Cage, so... Oh. We could do Cage into Cage. If we are not satisfied with getting the 4th Bright Class Gearhulk. And that is so greedy. So greedy if I don't grab the Gearhulk. I mean, then again. No. Yeah, I know you guys want to see a Craterhoof. Like, we have to try, surely. Surely. Not that Craterhoof would go insane here, but... Let's go! Oh, I actually... I had no faith, I'm not gonna lie. But I guess Craterhoof believed, so yeah, let's do this. I can't believe it. Hell yeah. That's all I can say to that. Hell yeah. We got rewarded for believing. Instead of playing it safe, the hoof came to us. Alright, so we're playing as mono red aggro. We need good interaction, and we can stop them. So we will probably not need Haywire Might. We definitely want the 4th copy of Sheltered by Ghost. We probably want Split Ups, because it's going to be able to hit them pretty hard. Basilisk are really good in this matchup. Death Touch and Lifelink. Outside of that, we don't think we need any of the other cards here. I don't like Get Lost against red aggro. I think map tokens are too easy of a Valiant trigger for them on all the mouse cards. I don't like that. We could probably take out Tender Wildguide. And I mean, Craterhoof is kind of fire. Like, I'm not gonna mull Crater. I'm not mull Cyborg out Craterhoof, I don't think. Could just be a paw patch. And yeah, let's see what we can do. Let's go. To be fair, like, I don't mind Haywire Might. Haywire Might's actually pretty cool to remove a monster roll token. You can stop the trample and immediately also gain some life out of it, block the creature. But we can be a bit greedier here, I think. Not happy to see white mana stuck on a pain land here, but I'm also not taking a mulligan here. We do have a Shelter by Ghost, which is really nice. We have a Collector's Cage. We have a split up that'll help us out too. We'll see what happens. I'm just gonna slam Paw Patch. Especially against red aggro. Like, even though the Offspring is really nice, you do want to like have a board presence, and if this baits out a Burst Lightning, then it's not going into your face, which is kind of what you want to see anyways. Okay. Set up Cage here. It's just better to play the Prairie. Maybe they'll play like a Screaming Nemesis and we have a really good split up here. That'd be dope. Or a second Challenger. Take that too. Yeah, I would say this is already in like split up territory here. So let's get rid of all tapped creatures. We can set up the Gearhulk. Next turn, we can put a Shelter by Ghost on it. This is basically like a perfect, beautiful example of, you know, how great of a matchup I feel like this deck has against red aggro. I'm pretty good about it. There's a pause here to think about like playing something out. I'm not sure what they have. Yep, so we're gonna go Bright Glass Gearhulk. Maybe it's a Witchstalker? I'm not sure. Of course, we want to go and grab some cards. I'm gonna go for Basilisk Lure and a Paw Patch Recruit. Basilisk Lure would make this Gearhulk First Strike, Trample, Lifelink, and Death Touch. Like, those are some good keywords on a 4/4 artifact creature. It's a Scorching Shot. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it's a bit sad, but it's okay. We're gonna go... Salvager is also pretty nice. Like, Salvager makes a 3/3 here. So I'm gonna go Sheltered by Ghost. We'll put it on our 3/3 and we'll grab the Hired Claw. It's gonna just deal the most damage here. This is like a mana sink for them. Like, they can put their mana into the activated ability. I think we're chilling here, though. Very nice game. Very nice. So... yeah, we don't have any green mana. We do kind of need that. So let's take a mulligan there. Oh no. Yeah, that's pretty much unkeepable too, I'm afraid. And that's not whole. That's not very good either. Alright, looking a bit rough here. Game 1. Not really what you want to see. We kind of want to get to like a line of our elves and then set up like a 3 mana creature on turn 2. That type of stuff. This is feeling a little bit sad, I'm afraid. But, you know, we'll see where it ends up going. Oh, this is the Ortsoft Demon deck, I think. Ortsoft Demons. Alright. Yeah, I'm kind of just doing nothing. Like, you know, this is definitely... if this was a 7, I would have mulled it, but we were, we had to mull the 4 in order to, you know, shove this hand away, so... it is what it is, unfortunately. Not the best. Yep, there goes my Overlord, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Well, we got another one. Let's see if we can make anything happen here. Okay. So yeah, this is basically mono black demons, but they end up splashing white for Legion to Ashes and Anointed Peacekeeper in the main. Which is interesting. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of that demon, I think. I mean, there's obviously an angle to get rid of the Ritual Chamber, but if I can find the Gearhulk, I can get the Haywire Might. They do have a lot of removal, so I think getting rid of the token makes it a little bit safer for us. Because if my creature then gets removed, they don't get anything back, you know? But I mean, there's so many ways for them to get demons, of course. Like Sanctuary, they play like a bunch of demons in the deck, of course, as well. So we'll see what happens. We can swing here, fortunately. Llanowar Elves. Yeah, I can technically swing with all my tokens if I want to. I think I do need to apply that pressure, so let's do this. Alright, we're gonna have the Sense from Salvager activation here. Looking good. They missed that for sure. Then again, they do get the Peacekeeper that they could give Lifelink and Death Touch onto. Arcfiend of the Draws, alright. And then the life gain goes on to nothing yet. You're just gonna play another Annex, alright. No blocks. The gaining and the draining is happening. Ooh, that's an Elspeth. So Elspeth can get rid of this Arcfiend, which does clear up the way for a pretty good attack. Arcfiend can also be used to try and block their... Or like, Elspeth can also be used to try and give all our creatures flying and block their Arcfiend forever and maybe have them lose the game to the Arcfiend's like 0 oil counters left on it type of effect. That's another possibility. But I feel like it's a bit greedy because there's just so many ways for them to also remove their own Arcfiend, you know, with any removal spell really. So I'm just gonna get rid of the Arcfiend here. Problem here is I do want to protect my Elspeth. Elspeth is very good. So like if I swing at both of these here, I do deal 8 damage, their life total goes to 4. But they can make this Peacekeeper fly with Carsey Revenant is the problem. And then they can take out Elspeth. That makes things a little bit more complicated. I do think I want to protect Elspeth, so I'm just gonna go in with this one right here. Because if I can give this board flying next turn, especially with that new Overlord in there, it could be looking really good here. Still. We'll see. We will see. We will see. Elspeth Stormslayer can save us. Okay, that's gone. But yeah, they could have also used that removal on their own Arcfiend if that's the angle we tried to go for. Usually not the greatest move or anything. We're getting oopsed. Okay, they missed out on some damage, I guess. So if I do Elspeth's 0 ability, these are actually going to go to like lethal damage. I do have Gearhulk here too. I could find something. Let's go Bright Glass Gearhulk for now. And we're gonna find the Haywire Might. And we're gonna find Dustrose Reliquary. I'm gonna go Dusk Rose. We're gonna sacrifice that Llanowar Elves to get rid of the Arcfiend. And then I'm gonna put counters on this. And then we win the game. Perfect. That was... We got away with that one. Especially after that horrible, like, you know, mold of 5. I'm surprised we managed to clutch it, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Alright, so... Ords of Demons. That doesn't really do too much against them. They just have a lot of removal. I do like Shelter Bay goes against them. Haywire Mites, we definitely need a little bit more interaction for the Annex. Like Pixie because it's a little bit more mid-rangey. So it's just about like, what do you want to cut here? Not too much. I want to keep Craterhoof. Like, you don't play this deck to not eventually get maybe to the surprise Craterhoof, you know? So I think the rem pieces are important to get to. Salvager was really nice. But maybe it is a Salvager. Or it could be a Paw Patch Recruit as well. Probably something like this. I mean, Tender Wild Guide can technically go to... And then you keep these around. That's also fine, I think. Don't want this. We don't need this. I mean, you could go Ghost Vacuum. They get rid of the car seat Revenants, but... Avian Interrupter... I don't think they play too many board wipes. Like, I think we just play it like this. You don't want to mulligan, like, too much in this deck, because obviously the consistency is, like, really important to try and, get to that very special Collector's Cage activation eventually. So... Okay. You know, and all things considered, this is definitely better. This is definitely better than the first hand we got offered to us last game. I'll probably keep it. The mana is fine. Like, we have a Pop Edge Recruit. Eventually we can get to the Gear Hulks, and we're gonna get really happy seeing that for sure. You could play this out. You could also wait to offspring it. I think I probably want to wait till we can offspring it, I think. We'll see how it goes. That's alright. Cruel Claw. It plays like 4 copies of Cruel Claw's Heist in the main, the deck my opponent is playing. Sure. Stay patient. Try to get like 2 creatures for 1 here. Carsey Revenant, that's okay. And there is the Collector's Cage. That's a good one. Okay. Beza. A good card. Doesn't really... It just draws them a card, though. I would say it doesn't really do too much, but drawing a card's still really good, so... Let's see if we should do the Gear Hulk here. I think it's time to set up the Gear Hulk. So we're just gonna grab some, like... stuff that we'll probably be looking forward to eventually in the future. So I'll grab a Haywire Might here to deal with a potential future annex. And I don't hate another Pop Edge Recruit here to just go wider. So no attacks. We can buy ourselves some time. We have that really good looking Collector's Cage in our hand. It's alright. Off of a Pop Edge. No blocks, I think. So we technically have a cage activation here. Let's see what it is. Could be better, could be worse. So we could set up Haywire Might here. We could set up Paw Patch here. It's probably Haywire Might, that's okay. So we're gonna activate the cage here. We gotta make sure we have 3 creatures at different powers, so we have to put it on the Paw Patch. We get ourselves a free Sandstorm Salvager. And we're gonna play Duskrose Reliquary. I kind of feel like we need to get rid of Preacher of the Schism. Because the card draw for them is going to be really significant. I'm also not a fan of the Carsey Revenant, because of that it's kind of coming our way for like a decent amount of power. But I'm more afraid of card draw right now. I could sacrifice the Collector's Cage. I kind of don't want to do that because I think I want to see if I can do Gear Hulk and like basically pick up a cage maybe with it with the Pixie in the deck. So it might just be sacrificing Sandstorm Salvager here. I really hope I don't regret this. The Carsey Revenant could be a problem, but we'll see. We'll see, we will see. Wish the Collector's Cage was a little bit better. I mean, getting 3 mana value out of it's not too bad or anything, but could have been more explosive. Okay. Let's see what they have. What is your last card? Ooh, keep your secrets. Or maybe it's a land. It probably is a land. Yeah, let's play this Gear Hulk here. We're definitely going to grab Nurturing Pixie. And maybe just grab another Haywire Might. This also gain us some life, which is pretty important. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick up the cage here. So we get ourselves a rebuy. We'll hold back here. Now see, if there's a Craterhoof under this cage, we are going to have a great time. We're going to have a great time if we can manage to make that work. Feels like they got removal here though. Yeah, we're just gonna have to take that still. Shoulder's scary. Alright, Collector's Cage. What do we hit? Give me something good. I've taken Elspeth. I take a Craterhoof. Ooh. I feel like my opponent is kind of sitting on removal. So if you go Elspeth, you remove the Shouldered, no problem. Part of me's thinking about being greedy and going in with Sheltered, but I think it's just Elspeth. I don't think you can afford to be greedy here. Let's go ahead and put it on the Pixie. Here we go, Elspeth Stormslayer. Let's remove the Shouldered here. That's a little bit too intense. Now, in a worst case scenario, a very, very worst case scenario, we can always use Haywire Might on our own Collector's Cage if we need like 2 life gain. Because when it dies, you gain 2 life. So that's kind of like a backup plan. I'm just gonna hold back here. Like I'm not goofing around. We're at 2 life right now, so let's see. You want to trade that, Carsey? Interesting. They're swinging with everything. Let's see what happens when we go like this. Maybe it's a board wipe? I don't think the deck plays board wipes. Because I've played the deck the opponent's playing myself, but... we're finding out very soon. Oh, it's just a Beza rebuy. Sure. Okay. That's alright. Just in a survival mode here. Let's go Sanguine Evangelist. We're just gonna set up a crazy turn soon with the Restless Prairie. Alright. Making sure we're holding up that Haywire Might in case the opponent gets to a Shouldered. So let's go ahead and... okay, we have to be careful though. I mean, I do have 2 bats here because Elspeth does double tokens, which is great. So we made ourselves 2 bats and 2 Pop Bats recruits. Thanks to Elspeth. So I gotta make sure, because if something, the Carsey Revenant... I almost want to say that it's safer to give my board flying here. I want a plus, but I think flying is just the safest thing right now. Plussing is kind of interesting because the Prairie would just win us a game, but it's definitely flying. Look at this board. It was crazy. Maybe we just swing with everything here. The Might too. Yeah, that's really fine. I'm actually wondering, like, looking at this, I'm wondering if I missed lethal. No, I didn't. Close though. Close though. Yeah, I mean, the upticking, now that I'm thinking about it, like, it's just so much better to just do the 0 ability here. Like, the uptick is just way too greedy to go with some more tokens. Like, we just always win the next turn. So, like, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Alright, Beza comes bravely swinging at us. We'll just block that with a little bat. I could obviously, you know, take it out, but... get lost on Stormslayer. Okay. Yeah, they're still not going to survive this with the Restless Prairie. And also the Sanguine Evangelist, mind you. Oh, there's another one here. Wow. I mean, it's kind of cooler to win with Elspeth, right? Let's do that. We came here to play Tarkir cards. Incredible. All right. GG's.